I pretty much got a license to get rid of him, man. And the problem is that most of you motherfuckers are a bunch of bitches today.
So I'm here with
King Azoulay.
and he's fighting a psychopath next month. And that
break his face.
yeah, and that's why you need strong men to stand up to psychopathic bullies.
You don't even know what's coming. This is gonna be biblical. Because I'm going to convert the fucking Nazi. You know, I get a lot of hate on the internet for being Jewish and for supporting Israel. I'm here training fucking 3 times a day. I know exactly what it takes to become the best fighter.
Well guys, right when you think that it cannot get any more fucking stupid, this goober right here, he just finds a way. He just straight up makes a way out of no way when it comes to completely just embarrassing the living shit out of yourself online. So naturally, you already know that I'm talking about the one and only bend over Azoulay, who was being bent over left and right by people like John Bravo, J.D. DeLay, and Greg Doucette, and is still just walking backwards, grabbing his ankles and asking for more. Because in the last couple of weeks, we've basically watched him try to start a war with those people I just named, only to get gadooshed yet again by John Bravo and exposed for apparently being broke and receiving a monthly $1,000 allowance from his mommy. And despite this, Bendover is still not done, and in fact is doubling down and going harder than ever just to try to get any molecule of attention or anybody to believe that he's somewhat cool. So with that being said, we're just gonna jump into all of his recent shenanigans, because fuck me, there have been a lot of them. And since my last video, he's been out here basically posting videos like this one right here, where he has been declaring that it's apparently time for him to take over the internet because he's done dealing with nice guys, and he is basically back on his mission to inspire the youth.
Well, once we're done checking out some rides, guys, I know what we gotta do. I get a nice want to pick up my boy from the airport. He's arriving from London. I put together a huge team, about to literally take over the internet, take it to the next level. You know, the house is about to be done. It is what it is. We got to take over the internet. And no more time for anything. No time for women. No time for building houses. What do we have to do? We have to inspire the youth. We got to help the next generation become better.
So as you can tell, we are clearly just as delusional as ever, and he's on this mission with this brand new team to take over the internet like some goofy ass little supervillain who is just on a mission to not only eradicate the number 15 from existence, but also to try to manipulate the youth as much as possible by sitting there and making up constant lies about his past that he thinks sound cool when in reality it's some just next level stupid shit. And what I found really funny is that after posting this, his way of inspiring the youth and taking over the internet began with him going to, I can only assume, as a Home Depot and attempting to break what he calls a brick by doing a karate chop to it.
No brick left behind. Just remember that.
And yeah, not only is this not a brick like he tried to claim, but instead is a thin-ass little paver, which he honestly should have broke way easier than that. I don't know how in the fuck it took 3 attempts to break that, with how big this goober apparently is. But on top of this, you have to love, as he's sitting there failing the first and second time, you can just see the frustration building as the cameraman is laughing in the background. So obviously, it was some goofy-ass shit, and was kind of just pathetic, but this was just the beginning of Bendover shenanigans for the week, because along with this dumb shit where he's trying to take over the internet by failing to break a paver, he's also been trying to push for this new event that apparently was coming up and claiming that he had a really big announcement coming, and he was making all types of posts for it and was building up as much hype as he possibly could, and was even out here having some of his little glazers and meat riders also trying to promote it with him with videos like this one right here.
So I'm here with
King Azoulay.
and he's fighting a psychopath next month. And that
break his face.
yeah, and that's why you need strong men to stand up to psychopathic bullies.
You gotta have strong men around, guys. If there is no strong men, if there's no alpha males, let me tell you, society will go to shit. You need good strong men, good psychopaths, good motherfuckers to go out there and battle for the weak, for the ones that we know need the help, need the guidance, need the motivation. We're here to save everybody. Let's get this.
Exactly.
And if this goofy motherfucker doesn't chill out with that exactly there at the end, as he's feeling like he is somehow a part of Ben now. But as you can tell, they are really trying to push this narrative that Ben is the good guy and he's the good motherfucker who is apparently coming to save everybody. And with a response like this and this big announcement, most people were assuming that it was going to be something to do with Ollie, considering that he has been saying he's going to fight him for months, and even prior to this, like a day or two, he was even calling out Ollie, continuing this charade, acting like he was going to fight him, while also finding a huge opportunity to self-glaze the living shit out of himself and to try to brag about his lost weight and his newfound speed, which is apparently like a snake.
So I've been starving myself and I went down to 195 pounds. But Ollie said he's 212 pounds. So I could go up the weight. And you know what? I went up the weight. I went back from eating once a day to 4 times a day. And the changes are massive. But they're actually pretty cool changes. Because I've been training for fighting, doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, doing kickboxing, boxing, everything together. It just looks different. So, as you can see, the arms are big, the upper body's like tight, like a snake. I don't think Ollie's ready for this. I wish we could do a kickboxing match, to be honest with you. So, whew, that's a knockout.
So yeah, while other people were actually working out and trying to get some progress done, this goober's just sitting there in the corner of the gym, doing a whole lot of yapping and just continuing to duck Ollie, because the announcement wasn't about Ollie whatsoever, but instead was him declaring that he is apparently now fighting the Gypsy Crusader. And the reason I think this is because Ollie is way too likable compared to Bendover, and he knows that he would be the bad guy in the situation, so this clown is trying to find somebody who he thinks is worse than him, or somebody he thinks might have a worse reputation, and is trying to use that to get more people on his side, and the person he decided to get for this was, of course, the Gypsy Crusader.
I'm gonna lay that fucking piece of shit out. King Azoulay, you fucking disgusting Jew pieces of shit. Gas the Jews. Hell hit.
Gypsy, gas the Jews. I'm gonna have no mercy. You signed a contract and you also signed your life away. I pretty much got a license to get rid of him, man. Everything that's gonna happen that night will be to stop all the bullshit that you put out online. This is for all the Ashkenazi Jews that got taken down in World War II. To all my Jewish brothers and sisters watching worldwide, or my Jewish brothers and sisters in the IDF, where you're brought online and laughed at and mocked and cursed and wished death upon. This is for all of us, for the state of Israel, for the rise of the one and only nation. You, Gypsy, you don't even know what's coming. This is going to be biblical, because I'm going to convert a fucking Nazi.
So as I am sure you can tell, he is already trying to paint the narrative and trying to manipulate it to where he is the good guy who is standing up to a Nazi, and it's all just a cover-up and a way to try to take the attention off his court case, off him lying and trying to pretend to be a millionaire when John Bravo showed him to be completely broke, and him just doing anything to try to find somebody that could be considered worse than him. And along with this, he's really trying to push that narrative that the only reason people don't like him is because he's Jewish, which isn't true whatsoever, because if you look at his comments, most of them have to do with that little case he pled guilty to that involved the 15-year-old. So nobody is after this man because he's Jewish, but somehow he has found the one person, the one guy who actually probably wants to fight him because he's Jewish, and has avoided all of the other fights from like 1,000 different other people who want to fight him for a different reason, with most of them not giving a flying fuck that he's Jewish, but instead want to fight him because of his little grape case. He avoided those, but he happens to take the one where it's a guy who actually probably wants to fight him because he's a Jew. So you can already see the manipulation happening here. It's just downright ridiculous and obvious. And of course he's trying to look like a badass while doing it, and talking about how he just got a signature to take a man's life, when in reality it's just going to be two clowns in a ring who are fighting for clout, with one of them literally dressing like a clown, and it's just going to be some goober shit where Bendover is trying to make some money. And along with this announcement, he is really trying to push this he's doing it for the Jews thing, where he was even posting pictures of the damn Holocaust while mentioning it, and was also posting things in his Telegram where he's talking about World War II and it never happening again, and then using it as a way to try to promote this fight. And it really makes it look like he doesn't actually give a shit about the Holocaust, he doesn't actually care about the victims, but instead is using it as a way to try to build some type of support and a way to try to cash in a check. And this isn't where it ended, because he's even posting shit like this right here, where he is still trying to push the bullshit narrative that the reason people don't like him is because he's Jewish.
Hey, King Azoulay, you got a message for everyone before Shabbat comes in?
Yeah, guys, Shabbat Shalom. Although I had a very long day today, I still made sure to get to my tefillin. I gotta tell you, when I put on my tefillin, I feel the power of God with me. You know, I get a lot of hate on the internet for being Jewish, and for supporting Israel, and for loving all my Jewish brothers and sisters. But I want you to know, if you're Jewish, I love you. And if you're a good human being and not Jewish, I also love you. I'm here for everybody. But it's been kind of crazy that after October 7th, everybody started to hate Jews. And no matter what, if you ask anybody around the world, what is one state that you would get rid of? If you had to pick one state, they'll say the state of Israel. But you know, it doesn't matter to me how much hate I get in the comments, how many death threats I get in the DMs. I love my people. I love my religion. We are one Jewish race. We're not just a religion. If you check our DNA, if you're Jewish, you're Jewish. Other religions you can't find out by DNA, but you could if you're a Jew. So stick together with your Jewish brothers and sisters. And I want you to remember, all the hate that I get doesn't matter to me. I don't hear it, because I work with God.
And I don't know if he thinks that if he keeps saying that that is the reason, it's just gonna magically become the reason people don't like him. But he's damn sure doing his best to try to convince people that's why. And along with all of this, this wasn't the only fighting thing that he announced, because Bendover here is really trying to get into that fighting world so that he can make as much money as possible. And he even posted this little photo right here titled Spar King Azoulay, where he is inviting people to go out and spar him for a video, and stating that he was doing it this week in California. And I would be shocked if he actually follows through with this, but it seems like he's really pushing for it. And in the comment section, he's talking a whole lot of shit as well, where he has Glazer stating it's going to be biblical, and he's talking about how it's going to be put in the damn Bible once he's gone, along with him just inviting multiple other people to come to LA to spar him. So I guess we'll see if this actually happens, and we'll see if the video just ends up being a scripted piece of shit, if he ever actually does release a video. But he's continued his pursuit into the fighting world with the recent MMA event at the White House, and of course had to give his take on it, where it seemed that he might have actually been giving a somewhat decent take at first, but it just turned into him taking the opportunity to self-glaze, and it just ended up getting stupid as hell as he's trying to convince everyone that he's some elite fighter who is training 3 times a day right now.
You know, I see this morning a lot of people posting about last night's fights at the White House. And a lot of people are talking about the fact that if they were there, they would have done a better job. And that these fighters don't know how to fight. And a lot of people are posting Ilya Taporia talking shit about him. Oh, did you see how he lost? Did you see what happened to his face? Making all these funny memes. You know, people are fucking cruel. They see a man at the top, they're like, oh no, he was too confident. He celebrated the night before. He got to fight at the White House. Do you understand how big that is? He probably made $10 million. When the fuck did you make $10 million the last time you had a fight? Huh? What, you think you had a bar fight? Then you're cool? Then you could do it better than him? Then you could be better than Alex? Oh, did you see Alex move? Oh yeah, he's not that good. We always thought he wasn't that great. Well, what about you? What are you doing with your life? I'm here training 3 times a day. I know exactly what it takes to become the best fighter. I've trained my whole life, and now I'm going back at it. But I know how much it takes out of you. Do you understand the mental stress of a man going into a battle with another man who's trying to tear off his head? That takes a lot on you. And not to forget to mention that you're being viewed by thousands, if not millions of people around the world. And you already know they're gonna laugh at you.
And yeah, he is just doing everything he can to try to do this rebrand, to get into the fighting world, and to try to gain more people on his side by convincing them people just don't like him because he's Jewish. When in reality, that's probably the least of reasons people don't like him. And it's just a whole lot of horse shit that's not gonna end up working, because he refuses to actually address the things that people don't like him for. But with that said, that's enough of this downright clown for one day, and we'll just have to wait and see if he actually does end up fighting, which I highly doubt will happen, and it's probably going to end up being another little Ollie situation where he just pretends he's going to fight him but never actually commits. But we'll just have to wait to find out. So with that said, if you enjoyed, please drop the sub and a like and join the Saints Mafia, where we are flaming these downright clowns every day, and I'm out. Watching Bend Over Azoulay continue to do anything possible to stay relevant, and peace.
Now, with that being said, while I stopped here to get a little pump, I remembered that Ollie was using the speed bag. So let me take you over to the speed bag and show you how Ollie should be doing this. Now, somebody's got to tell Ollie's trainer that when he's using the speed bag, he has to first of all close his fist. All right, make a fist like this. Boom. You go slow. Then you got to be able to also speak to your audience while you're doing this, without even looking. And when you look, you'll be able to speed it up. Because it's a speed bag, it's not a slow bag, buddy.